Chanting Gongyo. The word Gongyo literally means to exert oneself in practice. A short ceremony which enables us to celebrate our inherent Buddhahood and offer prayers of gratitude and determination for whatever is relevant to us at any particular time. The expedient means, which is the second chapter, and lifespan of the thus come one, which is the 16th chapter of the Lotus Sutra, are recited 2 times daily. These chapters are the heart of all the Buddhist teachings. What is the expedient means chapter of the Lotus Sutra? Shakyamuni Buddha reveals that the purpose of a Buddha's advent in the world is to lead all people to enlightenment. Shakyamuni shows that all people have the potential for Buddhahood, namely that Buddhahood is not separate from ordinary people, but is inherent in their lives. It is the principal chapter of the theoretical teaching, which is the first half of the Lotus Sutra. At the beginning of the second chapter, Shakyamuni arises from the deep meditation called the Samadhi of the origin of immeasurable meanings and addresses Shariputra, declaring that the wisdom of the Buddhas is infinitely profound and immeasurable, far beyond the comprehension of voice hearers and cause awakened ones. Only Buddhas, he says, can realize the true aspect of all phenomena, which consists of appearance, nature, entity, power, influence, internal cause, relation, latent effect, manifest effect, and consistency from beginning to end. This revelation that all living beings of the 10 worlds are innately endowed with and can manifest the true aspect identified as the 10 factors of life, establishes a theoretical basis for the subsequent assertion that all people have the potential to attain Buddhahood. Based on this principle, Tiantai established the principle of 3,000 realms in a single moment of life. Shakyamuni then reveals that the Buddhas make their advent for one great reason, to enable all people to attain the same enlightenment as themselves. According to the chapter, their purpose is to open the door of Buddha wisdom to all living beings, to show the Buddha wisdom to living beings, to cause living beings to awaken to the Buddha wisdom, and induce living beings to enter the path of Buddha wisdom. Shakyamuni goes on to state that the 3 vehicles, or the teachings for voice hearers, cause awakened ones, and bodhisattvas, are not ends in themselves, but are expedient means by which he leads people to the one Buddha vehicle. This concept is referred to as the replacement of the 3 vehicles with the one vehicle. We shall now chant the second chapter of the Lotus Sutra. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Myoho Renge Kyo, Hōben-pon Dai ni Niji seson ju Sanmai, Anjō Niki go Shari-hotsu sho-butsu ye Jinjin Muryō go-chi emon Nange nannyū Issai shōmon Hyaku-shi-butsu shofu no chi sho-i shaka-butsu shingon Hyaku-senman noku Mushu sho-butsu jingyo sho-butsu Muryō doho yumyo shojin myo-so fu-mon jō-ju Jinjin miso uho suigi sho setsu ishu Nange
Shari-hotsu go-ju jō-butsu irai shuju inen shuju hiyu ko-en gongyo mushu Hōben indo sujo rori shoujo go-shō-i shaga nyorai Hōben chiken hara-mitsu ga gu-soku Shari-hotsu nyorai chiken Ko-dai jin no Muryō muge riki Mu-sho-i zenjo geda Sanmai Jinjin Mu-sho-i jōju Issai Mu-sho-i Shari-hotsu nyorai no shuju fun-betsu gyose shoho Gon-ji nan eka-shushi Shari-hotsu shuyo Gon-ji Muryō mu-he-mi-zo Buddhi jō-jutsu Shari-hotsu fushu busetsu sho-i shaga Buddhahood Dai ichike Nange Shi-ho-yo-butsu yo-butsu nai noku Sho-ji so sho-i sho-ho nyo-je so nyo-je sho nyo-je tai nyo-je riki nyo-je sa nyo-je i nyo-je en nyo-je ka nyo-je ho nyo-je hon-maku kyoto sho-i sho-ho nyo-je so nyo-je sho nyo-je tai nyo-je riki nyo-je sa nyo-je i nyo-je en nyo-je ka nyo-je ho nyo-je hon-maku kyoto sho-i sho-ho nyo-je so nyo-je sho nyo-je tai nyo-je riki nyo-je sa nyo-je i nyo-je en nyo-je ka nyo-je ho nyo-je hon-maku kyoto.
What is the lifespan of the Thus Come One chapter? Abbreviated as the Lifespan chapter, the 16th chapter of the Lotus Sutra, in which Shakyamuni Buddha reveals that he originally attained enlightenment in the far distant past, rather than in his present life in India, as his listeners generally thought. The chapter title, The Lifespan of the Thus Come One, means the duration of Shakyamuni's life as a Buddha, that is, how much time has passed since he originally attained Buddhahood. Tiantai of China ranks it as the key chapter of the essential teaching, or the latter 14 chapters of the sutra. The chapter opens with 3 exhortations and 4 entreaties, in which the Buddha 3 times admonishes the multitude to believe and understand his truthful words, and the assembly 4 times begs him to preach. Shakyamuni then says, "You must listen carefully and hear of the Thus Come One's secret and his transcendental powers." He proceeds to explain that while all heavenly and human beings and asuras believe that he first attained enlightenment in his present lifetime under the Bodhi tree, it has actually been an incalculable length of time since he attained enlightenment. He then offers a dramatic description of the magnitude of this immeasurably long period. He describes taking a vast number of worlds, grinding them to dust, and then traversing the universe, dropping a particle each time one passes an equally vast number of worlds. Having exhausted all the dust particles, one takes all the worlds traversed, whether they have received a dust particle or not, and grinds them to dust. Then Shakyamuni says, "Let one particle represent one kalpa. The time that has passed since I attained Buddhahood surpasses this by 100, 1,000, 10,000, 1,000,000 Nayuta Asamkhya kalpas." Commentaries on this chapter refer to this cosmically immense period as numberless major world system dust particle kalpas. In the essential teaching of the Lotus Sutra, Shakyamuni thus refutes the view that he attained enlightenment for the first time in this life in India, and reveals his original attainment of enlightenment in the remote past. Tiantai refers to this in the words and phrases of the Lotus Sutra and the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra as opening the near and revealing the distant, casting off the transient and revealing the true, and opening the transient and revealing the true. Here the transient means Shakyamuni's transient status, and the true means his true identity. From his original attainment of Buddhahood, Shakyamuni declares he has constantly been here in this Saha world, preaching the law, appearing as many different Buddhas and using various means to save living beings. Though he says that he enters nirvana, he merely uses his death as a means to arouse in people the desire to seek a Buddha. He then illustrates this idea with the parable of the skilled physician and his sick children. In the parable, the children of a skilled physician have accidentally swallowed poison. Having lost their senses, they refuse the medicine their father offers them as an antidote. The father then goes off to a remote place and sends a message informing his children he has died. Shocked to their senses, the children take the medicine their father has left for them and are cured. The Buddha is compared to the father in this parable, living beings to the children who have drunk poison, and the Buddha's entry into nirvana to the father's report of his own death, an expedient means to arouse in people the aspiration for enlightenment. The chapter concludes with a verse section which restates the important teachings of the preceding prose section. In profound meaning, Tiantai interprets the lifespan chapter as revealing the three mystic principles of the true cause. The cause for Shakyamuni's original attainment of enlightenment, the true effect, his original enlightenment, and the true land, the place where the Buddha lives and teaches. He interprets the passage, "Originally I practiced the Bodhisattva way," as indicating the stage of non-regression or the 11th of the 52 stages of Bodhisattva practice, which he explained as the true cause that enabled Shakyamuni to attain Buddhahood. In answer to the question of what Shakyamuni practiced in order to reach the stage of non-regression, Nichiren identified it as the law of Nam-myoho-renge-kyo.
We shall now chant the 16th chapter of the Lotus Sutra. Myoho-renge-kyo, Nyorai Muryō Dai Roku Jika Tokobo Rai Shokyo Shoko Shu Muryō Hyaku Senman Okusai Asogi Josepo Kyoke Mushu Okushu Joro Nyu Obutsudo Nirai Muryō Ko Ido Shuju Ko Hōben Genne Hani Zetefu Metsudo Joju Si Seppo Ga Joju Oshi Ido Jinzu Rikiro Tenjo Sujo Shuigon Ni Fuken Shuken Ga Metsudo Koku Yo Shari Genkai Irembo Nisho Katsugo Shinshu Joki Shenbogo Shijiki Inyu Na Ishin Yoken Butsu Fuji Shakushin Myo Chika Gyusu So Kusu Duro Tu Senga Jiko Sujo Josai Shifu Metsu Iho Ben Rigo Ken U Metsu Fu Metsu Gyo Koko Usu Joku Gyo Shin Gyo Shaga Bu Ohichu Iza Mujo Honyo Tofu Mon Shita Niga Metsu Doga Kenso Sujo Otadai Oku Gai Kofu Igen Shin Rogo So Katago Ingon Shin Renbo Nai Suzu Isepo Ninsu Rikino Ze O Asogi Kozo Sai Ryo Chu Sen Gyu Yo So Shujo Kujo Ken Koji Daika So Shoji Kashido Ano Tenin Jo Juma Onrin Shodo Gaku Shuju Ho Shogo Ho Ju Take Ga Shujo Sho Yu Raku Sho Den Gaku Tengu So Sa Shugi Gaku Umandara Ke Sambasa Gyu Daishu Ga Jo Do Fu Kini Sho Ken No Jin Ufu Shoku no nyo de jiju man de zo dai zu do I akugo inen ka asogi ko fu mon sambo myo so u shokudo gonyo wa shichichigi sa so kai genga shintai shi ni sepo wakuji isi su seto ju muryō kunai kenbu sa I seto nanchi kachi viginyo za eko sho muryō jumyo mushu goku shu go sho doku nyo to uchi sa moto si so gi to jan ryo yo jin buddha go jibbu go nyo I zen hoben iji o si go zisai ni gon shi mono seko mo gayaku I sebu gu-soku gensa I bonbu dendo zisai ni gon metsu I jo genka ko ni Shakyamuni Hō-i jagogo yokura o akudo chuga jo chi su jo kudo fugyo do sui o shoka do Issai shuju ho mai ji sa senen I ga ryo shujo doku nyu Mu-sho do soko joju bushi Namyo ringe on 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 namyo ringing on a morning on a morning on namyo ring kyo namyo ring kyo namyo ring kyo namyo ring kyo Namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo. Namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo. Namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo. Namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo, namyo renge kyo.